She was already drunk when she said it. The room went still, the laughter dying in a half-second of awkward air. Her voice sharp, practiced loud enough to make sure everyone heard. She never made it to college, she announced, chin high, eyes locked on me like a sniper sighting her target. Like, comment, and subscribe Huna Stories for more stories. The words didn't sting the way she wanted them to. Not anymore. I'd grown used to the way Rebecca dressed her insecurity in silk and superiority. But that night wasn't about embarrassment. It was about ending something that had been rotting for years. I stood there with a glass of cheap red wine in my hand, her lawyer friends circling like vultures in tailored suits. They looked from her to me, the HVAC tech in work boots and flannel, like I'd wandered into the wrong house. Maybe I had, but she was the one who invited me. I smiled. That's true, I said quietly. College wasn't for me. Then her boss, an older man with salt and pepper hair and the calm confidence of someone used to power, set down his drink. Wait, he said. Your sister is Olivia Turner. Rebecca blinked, her smirk faltering. Yes, why? The man's expression changed. Recognition sparking in his eyes. The Olivia Turner who designed the Turner White environmental system, the one who consults with the Department of Energy. His gaze shifted to me, sharp now. You're that Olivia Turner. Her smile evaporated. The room exhaled a collective breath, then held it again. I took a sip of wine, let the silence stretch. I am, I said simply. Rebecca wasn't always like this. When we were kids, she braided my hair before school. Told me I was brilliant, said I'd do great things. But then I got grease under my nails and she got acceptance letters. She became Rebecca Turner, Esquire, and I became her sister who fixes air conditioners. I didn't mind. I liked fixing things. I liked precision, airflow, pressure, balance. It made sense to me in a way people rarely did. And while she was taking selfies with law school classmates, I was building a small company out of a rusted van and a borrowed toolkit. It was slow at first, lonely. But every job taught me something. Every system I repaired, every furnace I rewired built me into someone people began to trust. Then a commercial client asked if I could design a more efficient airflow system for a downtown high-rise. That project became a patent. That patent became a government contract. And that contract made me wealthy. Quietly wealthy. I never told her, not because I wanted to hide it, because I wanted to see what she'd do without the illusion of hierarchy between us. She failed the test spectacularly. When she called last Thanksgiving, she said, bring something simple. The lawyers are coming. Keep it classy. I brought a bottle of wine and the patience of a saint. I knew what I was walking into. Her boss would be there. So would the firm's senior partners, the same firm that had once declined my offer to install their energy-efficient system because it was too experimental. Funny how circles closed themselves. Her boss, Mr. Harlan, stood now studying me like I was a puzzle piece that suddenly made sense. You did the retrofit for our downtown tower, he said. Your design saved us nearly $500,000 in energy costs. He turned to Rebecca, brows raised. Why didn't you tell me your sister was that Turner? Rebecca's throat bobbed. I didn't realize. Her voice cracked on the last word. He smiled politely, but the edges of it cut. Well, I suppose we'll be seeing more of her. The Department of Energy just recommended her firm for our sustainability audit. Impressive, Olivia. Very impressive. Rebecca looked like she'd been doused in cold water. She swayed, gripping the edge of the table, her perfectly manicured nails digging into the wood. No one looked at her. They looked at me. And for once, I didn't shrink. I left soon after, the sound of my boots echoing down her marble hallway. Outside, the November air was sharp, clean. I didn't feel triumphant. Not exactly, just balanced. She'd spent years polishing her image, building her reputation on glass and envy. I'd built mine quietly in basement, in crawl spaces where no one bothered to look. She mistook silence for failure. That was her mistake. When my phone buzzed later that night, it was Mr. Harlan's assistant. They wanted a long-term consulting partnership. I accepted. Now, every time I drive past her firm's tower, I look up at the glowing lights humming through the vents I designed. Air she breathes because of me. A system she once mocked me for understanding. And when people ask about my sister, I tell them the truth. She's a lawyer, I say. She never made it to humility. Then I get back to work quietly, efficiently, letting the air move exactly where I want it to go. Like, comment, and subscribe Huna Stories for more stories.